Now this video could be different. My telepass hasn't arrived yet, so you know, I've still got to run around the car like a crazy man. Alright, so I'm back in Italy. I drove down, but because I drove down through the night, it wasn't really that much to film. So I've got the benefit of all the feedback from the last video, which is amazing, and thanks for giving me the steer. I've met Simone in a week for a coffee. There's a house that's just come on the market. It's not on the internet. So I've said, well, why don't we try this? Why don't I put a little video on to show the house and see what happens? I'll update the chapters. So for those of you looking for house hunting and stuff like that, you know, don't skip at all. Go to the end. And those of you not interested in house hunting, I'll put it clear in the chapters, so you can just skip by that. All right, let's get on with it, eh? Ah, see, didn't mean to say that, sorry. Hey YouTubers, let's dive into it. Remember, it's not a how-to channel, this is a lifestyle channel. Living the dream in Italy. Alright, new car by the way. I need to tell you about that, don't I? I think it's going to be one of those days where I'm in and out a lot, and the weather looks very changeable. So, this doesn't look like much fun, does it? But next week might be alright. 15 and sunny. I'll have to make sure my diary's clear that day. I think this whole place needs a rewire, so there's not much going through this power wise, and therefore it doesn't get hot. But I'm sure there's loads of electricians out there saying this is a massive fire risk. But I think I'm going to have to keep going with all this existing stuff for as long as I can. I'm trying to get this off because I think I just need to cut this from here, which then takes all the old cabling from the outside of the house away. I can take that down and start working in that corner and that back wall. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'll rewire, and I'll be doing like a first fix, I suppose, setting things out, trying to figure out a way to really spread the load throughout the house, because in time, yeah, I will have electric radiators run off solar. Nothing massive going through it. I rarely use the oven. And then hopefully something I can scale up. I'll turn the wiring back on. There. Turn the electricity back on. It's like, is this a thumbnail? Is this going to be a good thumbnail? You never know these days. Oh, choosing the right thumbnail, nightmare. March the 1st, St. David's Day. The daffodils are outside, which is good. It's gone really cold. It's just, temperatures just dropped down. It's raining, fairly heavy. I guess it's dumping it down with snow up on the mountain. And it's just quite hard to get going when it's really cold, because I didn't move here for this weather. I moved here for the blue sky, the sunshine, the food and the wine, and the silence. I didn't move here for wearing 5 layers of clothing, bobble hats, and working with cold fingers. Need my glasses. There's been a bit this week since I've arrived with some paperwork issues, and I'll make a separate video about it. It's all about the land, and I've caught a few people actually say, but it explains the rules, and I'll cover it, like I say, in a separate one. But I get a load of comments about bureaucracy in Italy, and this is quite a nice example of, yeah, there is some, but there is a way through it if you have the right people to speak to. So it's been a hard week, tricky one, because at one point I thought I might have been in for quite a hefty tax bill. I'm so in denial about these things. I use them for reading because I still quite like reading books, not the Kindle. But it's a slippery slope, isn't it? These things, I mean, this is like life in HD all of a sudden, but I don't like wearing glasses. And now I look at the camera, blurry, clear, so I definitely need them, but stubborn, eh? Aren't us men stubborn sometimes? I'm not going to get contact lenses. Jeez, I'll mess up, but my fingers are freezing. even with my glasses on, I still can't see this. It's dark in here, mind, because of the rain clouds chucking it down. Okay. Right, I'm no expert on wiring. I'm sure some of you are interested in this. I'll try and show a close-up of it. You see these in the shops, you sell them in sections, so you can buy like switches or plugs. So it's like a frame. They don't sell them like this in Britain, that's for sure. It's quite new to me, this idea. And but it seems sensible. You just buy a modular and then decide what you want on it, whether it's just blank or switches. All right, just sort of share that bit of detail. I made a massive mistake. I cut through the earth, but it's in the wrong place outside anyway, so I could do it bringing it into that corner where I've cut it accidentally and then routed it back outside and then down. I knew it was there as well because I went outside to check before. It won't cause a problem in the short term, I'm sure, I hope, slash. But yeah, I'll fix it, no problem. Everything else is all right. I'm no Sparky, but not sure that's right, is it? Does that look right to you? Anyway, that's the original. So that's what passed previously when you'd hope a qualified electrician set it all up. And then there's this guy who's arrived, going to cut it all apart, and I'll do most of the basic wiring, and then I'll get it approved. I can't afford to get a fully rewired, and it's the timing of it all as well. So I know a lot of you will have concerns over that, but I did it before. I wired up, say, 80% of it, exposed, first fix type thing, got a professional in to say, my God, you're crazy, / no, you've done a good job there. And then they finished it off properly and did all the checks and all the tests, and then I got the certificate. So the days of all these things are long gone now. At the moment I've got a telly or anything here, on music obviously, and I will have a telly, but I'm in no mad rush for it. And then I think I'll just stream everything through the internet, which is what I do at home anyway. Don't have any of the subscription things, you know, like Netflix and whatnot. Turn on one of them occasionally, and then turn it off, because you get addicted to those things, don't you? And it's better to be addicted to watching channels like this from beginning to end, and all the adverts, and like and subscribe and comment and share. That's what you should be doing. Okay. Anyone else out there? Are you, like me, a hoarder of sorts? Now I'll see this as, oh, that could be useful, couldn't it? And then I'll make a little pot of it, or like an old coffee pot or something. And think, yeah, that's a great hook, I'll reuse that. And I'll chuck it in that outside storage room. And it'll sit next to 15,000 other things like this that I've collected over the years that think, do you know what? That might come in handy one day. There you go. You know who you are. You're just like me, aren't you? You know, I think, has there been that? Okay. So they all don't take that long, eh? 1 minute, I can tell you. Oh, I was getting right into the flow of things, and I've run out of this stuff because I did only buy it temporarily to test it in the other room, and it's also it's a small portion. You can feel that it's going to work, and I'm in the flow of it now. So I'm going to drive down to Senegalia, look at DIY shops and try and get as much as I can of that, and see if I can finish one whole section tonight. Job a new tool as well. This is really good. It's just a nail gun, but it does the loopy ones as well. You know what I mean. So it might be a good time to tell you about the new car. Alright, so there's a bit of a story behind this one, as always. New car. Wasn't intending to buy a new car, but I had about half hour to kill while I was dropping my daughter off, so I swung in a car garage. Sharp sales guy comes straight out. Oh, here we go, let's have some fun with this. Anyway, what you have to, pal? Long story short, he was trying to sell me this Porsche Cayenne, and I was trying as politely to say to him as possible, do I look like a Porsche driver? No offense to Porsche drivers, but I'm not that cool. And anyway, I said, you know, I'm not really looking. But he did ask me what I was after, and I said, do you know what? I need something with a tow bar. Right, he said, I've got just the thing. Off we go, and he shows me this. It's like, massive, innit? I immediately fell in love with it, but I thought, I can't show my poker face. I can't tell him how much I like it. It's like, it's big, innit? Which I thought, this could be perfect if the price is right. So off he goes, says, let me work out some numbers on the Cayenne. I'm, yeah, let's have a look at the Cayenne. I said, while you're there though, let's have a look at that other one. And anyway, he comes back out, says, look, I can do you this on the Cayenne, yada, yada, yada. I said, yeah, that's a bit rich for me. Sorry, pal, like I said, I've just got to go and pick up my daughter. But did you check the price on the other one? He said, I did, but... And he scrunched his face, didn't think I was going to take the deal. But while he was away, I was Googling with smoke coming off my fingers to figure out how much the car was worth, what my Audi was worth, and things like that. So I thought, X plus Y equals. So I had a number in my head, and he came out just over what I thought. So being cheeky, and I was in a really good mood at the time, I said to him, look, I didn't come out to buy a car today, but if you can do this for... And I gave him the number, and I stuck my hand out. I said, I'll buy it right now. I'll give you the deposit, and I'll come back on the weekend and get it. He didn't know whether to take me seriously or not, and I started walking away. So I've got to go. Give me a minute, he says. Comes back out, shakes my hand, bought a new car. Anyway, it's a bit swanky, but it's old. I'm not flashy, but it's a beautiful car. I'm not going to show that much on as the last one, because part of the reason why I changed that car early was I think my reg got cloned. I was really struggling to get a toll booth ticket thing, and I know a few people tried to help me out. I just couldn't get it through, and I wonder if my reg was on a database, because I did get pulled over in Germany as well, which is a bit odd. So I wonder if it got cloned. So I thought, I can't be bothered with the hassle, and the deal was good. So this one's low mileage, it's got about 55,000 on it, and if I look after it, this could do 200,000. So I thought, that's perfect. Let's change the car. And it's got a tow bar, eh? Have you seen the price of trailers? Oh yeah, the scratch on the bumper came up. He's trying to take a load of money off for the deal when he found it, and I said, hey mate, that's nothing that a hot iron and a little butter knife couldn't smooth out. Anyway, we did the deal, so I gave him a deposit, went back on the weekend, test drove obviously, got a new car. It's a beaut. It's busy down here, it's 6:30 on a Saturday. Seems like everyone's out shopping. It's a miserable night, mind. So I cleaned about the panels, they had 15 in store, so I bought all 15, and a loyalty card, just give me 20% off. That's alright, isn't it? We love a bit of loyalty, don't we? Alright, I've got tongue and groove board, which is quite thin. So you go over here and nail gun that through. I think the challenge I've got, and this is where us DIY amateur hour specialists come up short, because I don't think that, well, the corners are 90 degrees for starters, so therefore I cannot easily tell if the beams are totally symmetrical to the wall, because each gap was a different size, so nothing's square really. So it's a bit of a where to start with a laser. I'm going to go as tight to that corner as I can, and then I think I can catch it back if it's not square with a bead. That looks alright. So what I think I'll do, talking to myself. From where I stand, these beams look symmetrical to each other. But as soon as you start getting lines against it, if it goes out 1 millimetre one end, it's like, you know, a centimetre the other end, and it just looks like an amateur's done it. Okay, wish me luck, I'm going in, yeah? No turning back. If that beam's my line, I've got to take it from there and work backwards on mine. But I need to start here with the first piece of wood. Or do I? Yeah. Oh, see? Where's it going to be easiest to finish? Is it going to be easiest to finish tucking into the beam? Or is it going to be easier to come down and try and finish on the wall? Because I can cover the wall with a bead, can't I? So I got away with murder down there. Here, it's quite important. And this is where you're going to walk in the room. So if you do happen to look up, these are the things you see, don't you? Oh, see, I'm miles out already. Part of me thinks I should actually start the beam and come down. $114, that's 11. So 10 of those. Yeah. Leaves 4 centimetres. That's not a bad cut, is it? 4 centimetres cut here. Okay, I will turn the camera off now, and I reckon I'll still be here staring at this in half an hour. Might pull the kettle on, have a cup of tea. No wine tonight, it's got too much to do, so green tea. Very healthy. Right, I've started, but it's getting really late now. I'm getting quite tired. I've just made 2 wrong cuts. 2 lines in, just tack it in tonight and see if I can get it square. So then I'm alright for tomorrow, then I can move on. Oh, I should really build that platform so I'm a bit higher, a bit nearer. Oh, I'm going to call it a night. I'll carry on in the morning early. I'll go as far as I can with the 15 boards I've got. Actually, I'm going to run out of these things, and they didn't have any in the store. I think this is a beauty. I am told it's got electricity, mains water. There is a crack on the side of the house, which I'll try and get on video in a second. Inside, I said, what's the condition? The face was pulled. As if to say, it's okay, but it needs updating. I can see, I don't know, 10 olive trees, maybe 15. Some very, very mature trees. I think it's a beauty. And its location. You ready for the best bit? That's Corinaldo. That's your view. And the sunset will be coming in this way. This is a beauty. I didn't realise I thought where I stood was all it was, but there's more. So down here, all that field is part of this purchase or this sale as well. 1 hectare. And the other thing, God, this just gets better. There's a bit of, that bit needs a bit of work, but that'll be important if that's on the plans. That's got a footprint, and therefore you could develop that. You know, you're not making anything new there. Also need to get the keys and go in properly. All right, so my phone rang while I was in the car, and Simone said, they're all at the house now, so come up. And I've just met the owner. Wow. What a story. So I've got the full history on this house, the owner here, I've got all their contact details. Oh, This is an absolute gem. So those of you who want to build a new family house, a new life, and in a dream spot, I'm absolutely bowled over by this one. If I had the money, I tell you, I'd have this. And I was here the other day and I grabbed some footage, and there were some things we didn't know at the time, but now I've found everything out. So in short, this here is a pile of oak, because the oak tree fell from there and crushed this and broke this. So that is definitely on the plans, and definitely a footprint. So you could rebuild that, no problem. I think he's going to send me all the details, but the garden is about 2,000 square meters, and all this land is 10,000 square meters, all in. It needs money spending on it. They've had an engineer through to look at everything, and there are two options. One is obviously flatten the house and start again, but I think it's got too much character. There's too much history and story here to knock it down. It'd be a shame. So you can underpin the house and then renovate the house, no problem. The estimate for that is between 100 and 150, which, having seen it all now, I think that's a very fair estimate. So yeah, this isn't move in and go straight away. Needs a bit of work, and as I'll point at the house where the problems are. Look, I don't want to go into this too much now because I don't know how many of you are genuinely interested, and I don't want to waste everyone's time on this, both this end, the family, and you guys. It's like I say, it's not a problem. You could look at it and say, oh, let's knock it down and start again, because its situation, its location is phenomenal. From that sunrise through, all afternoon sun, and then the view of Corinaldo with the sunset would be spectacular all year round, that is, as well. But I think this is one to restore. You can underpin it for sure, and what's basically happened, and he explained it as well, and he's got the engineer's reports to back this up. The original house was a rectangle. His father, who was the original owners of the house, is 80 years old, this house is. Put the lean-to on the back, which half of it was a garage and the other half's a storage room, and then there's the shaded area on the other side. Putting those two things on has slightly pulled the house because he attached them to the main house. The cracks are all explainable, and there's very logical. You can see where it's all happened and why it's all happened, which is great because it's quite easy to solve. You can figure out how to underpin and solve it. So armed with all of that, that's when they talk about the price, and he's not greedy. My first impression, that was going to be well over 200,000. So if you're serious, and I mean you're properly serious, and you're ready to buy, hey, give me a shout. I'll give you a call and we'll go through it. This is, look at it. That's that bedroom window up from the master bedroom. Every upstairs window has a phenomenal view. And the outside space, he's telling me stories about the family here and friends and when he used to play. Tell you what, this is a dream house. Needs a bit of work, yeah? All right, let's leave it there for now. This is fun, isn't it? I could do this. Could I do this for a living? I think I could. That caught me off guard, so good job I had the camera on me, eh? And it was charged up, but that is someone's dream for sure. For sure, that is a dream house. All right. I get excited about these things, you might not have guessed this, but well, there's a lot of properties on the market in Italy, and some with a price tag on them, and I'll pull my face and wince like mad going, you're trying it on there, pal. It's nowhere near worth that much. That's worth every penny. All right, let's leave it there. What a week this has been. All right.